and clean.
There you go.
Nice and clean. So, hey, if y'all question, hey, how do I cut a Bellicoso Vitola type cigar? Just go ahead and make sure you, look at that, right there. Right, look at that. Nice little angle right there. Okay, this is the, right there. Aganorsa leaf.
That's a good clean cut.
Right, signature series. You know, cigar types like to give little tutorials while we do the thing that we enjoy the most.
Yes, absolutely.
You know? Take your time. Don't burn the foot of your cigar. Just toast it, you know?
It's a little warmer in here than it was in the backyard.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, here we are.
All right, I'm good.
Good. Brother Stogie,
Yeah.
what you got going on this week?
Dad shit.
Dad shit.
Dad shit.
All
Dad
right.
shit. You know, send people to school, sports, going to work. Okay, forget about that. Yeah.
Nice.
What about you?
I'll be out in Chicago this week for training. So, well, probably less about training and more to do about meetings, really. But we are setting aside a little bit of time to go out to Wrigley Stadium this week and see. I think it's the Cubs versus the Sox playing out there. So
Watch a baseball game.
yeah, watch a baseball game. You know, never been to Wrigley Stadium before, so I can check that off the list.
Okay.
It'd be kind of cool to see all that out there. But
Going
yeah.
to a cigar lounge while you out there?
If I get time, I did rent a car so
Okay.
I can kind of move about Chicago freely
Shot Town, Shot Rock.
without having to worry about taking Ubers everywhere or waiting on somebody else to pick me up and take me somewhere. So if I want to branch off from the rest of the group, I can certainly do that.
Okay, I'll be in Oregon on Thursday,
Okay.
around the city town of Chockwalla, Oregon.
Chockwalla, I know Chockwalla.
Chockwalla, Oregon. So I will be looking for a cigar lounge out there. If you are from the state of Oregon, hey, leave some cigar lounge ideas down there below. If you know anyone in Chi-Town,
Yes, in Chicago.
yo, let Cigar
Chicago.
Titan know where he can go have a cigar if he has time.
Yes. Brother Stogie.
Yeah,
What's going on, everybody? Cigar Titan here once again with my good friend Brother Stogie. Say hello to the people.
Titan fam.
Brother Stogie, this week we've got a couple of things in store for the Titan fam.
Yes.
Stay tuned till the end of the video where we're going to announce the winner for both contests. This was the Zyphe giveaway with the 10 cigars and then the travel humidor giveaway.
Yes, from Seed Tree
Yes.
Humidors. Yes.
So we're gonna do those announcements at the end of the video, so stay tuned till the end of the video to find out if you are in fact the winner.
But until then, we haven't had a lounge talk in a
We
while.
have not.
So we're going to nice little lounge talk sessions. Go ahead and get your stogies, get your drink, pull up your homie or your lady, and let's chat for a while.
You ready to get this one started?
Let's give it to them.
Now you're smoking.
Yeah. What's going on, Titan fam? So like we said, we are back with another lounge talk video for y'all. So hope you got your cigars ready, nice and cut, lit. Go ahead and put down in the comment section what you are smoking.
Yeah.
Because I'm saying what cigars you are smoking. Because this episode, we'll be beginning the lounge talk with some very important information for the people.
Yes, especially for those of us in the cigar community.
Yes.
Some
So
big news dropped this last week.
So if you are new to the cigar community, if this is the first time you have lit up a cigar and enjoyed a video from the Cigar Titan's channel, welcome to the Titan Lounge. Hey,
What took you so long?
You know, we don't know what took you so long, but hell, you're here, so who cares? The FDA has been trying to bombard.
Yes, regulate.
Regulators! Mount up!
Regulate the cigar community for quite some time.
Yep.
I think beginning in 2009, there was some heavy-duty regulations that were passed in 2016
Yes.
they were trying to regulate premium cigars and group them with cigarettes and other tobacco and tobacco-less type products, meaning like
Correct.
vapes,
Yep.
stuff like that. All your kind of gas station made cigars that had like your chocolates and your groovy blues.
Right, the stuff that's used for blunts, not for cigar
not
smoking.
premium cigars.
Right.
But as of, I believe, a few days ago, Supreme Court judge finally shut down the FDA and said we are not going to shut down and regulate only premium hand-rolled cigars that can only be found. These are details found in the New York Post, New York Times.
Yes.
That this is specifically to hand-roll premium cigars that can only be found in specialty areas, meaning cigar lounges,
Correct.
cigar shops. Because you have to be, what's the rule to enter a cigar lounge or a cigar shop to purchase a cigar?
I believe you have to be 21.
You can only be 21 years of age to enter those places, but you can be any age to go and get a Swisher Sweet.
Just about. I mean, the legal age is still 21.
But you can go to any gas station,
Right.
And get you a Swisher Sweet. But you got to be 21 years of age to go ahead and enter
Even get into the lounge, yeah.
Even get into the lounge. So so big props to the cigar community.
Yeah. I think, what was it? Padron, Arturo Fuente, J.C. Newman were some of the bigger names that were attached to Rocky Patel that were attached to fighting this bill that they were trying to pass, where the FDA was trying to regulate the cigars.
So big props for everyone. Big props to Halfield.com, who kind of delivers a lot of the cigar news. Big props to Cigar Experience Magazine. Also make sure that we put our votes out, and shout out to all the people in the community who lobbied against and help us fight the FDA against regulating the joys of our life, which are premium cigars.
Yes. So when you're thinking about like how this could have impacted the cigar industry, initially what the FDA wanted to do was regulate, like Brother Stogie said, the sale and distribution of premium hand-rolled cigars by lumping them in with everything else. And the cigar community had argued for the longest time, and this was all under the guise of protecting children, right?
Yeah.
That's what it was. And the cigar industry for the longest time, it said, look, like no kids are buying premium cigars. They're not going to buy these to roll blunts in them. They're not going to buy these to smoke them or anything like that. This is a completely separate category from, the cigarettes or the vapes and the things like that.
Exactly.
And one of the stipulations with the FDA as a part of this whole thing was that the FDA, when they announced that this was going to happen, I know you said 2009, I don't remember if it was like 2009 when they originally rolled that out, or if it was like something like 2012. I feel like it was sometime between that time period.
Okay.
Basically what the FDA was required to do was to let everybody know, like this is what they were planning on doing, and then everybody could submit their feedback or their arguments and things like that before these rules or laws went into effect, which would have ultimately meant that the federal government would have been able to regulate cigars, which of course nobody in our industry wanted. And part of the reason that this got kicked was the FDA flat out lied about the information that they were getting back. So they were required to do their own research on the adverse effects of cigar smoking. And what they were actually able to find out, and this was by somebody in the FDA, what they were able to find out was that there was no higher mortality rate among premium cigar smokers than there was for the average person. Now, we've been saying this for years, that cigars just aren't the same as cigarettes and as vape and things like that, and they're not. And so they had these arguments, they had this proof, and they went before a judge and said they had no evidence showing otherwise, which was a flat out lie, because they actually had the evidence showing that there wasn't a higher mortality rate among premium cigar smokers.
And just to give a legit story real quick on how the cigar battle began. All right, so this is from the New York Times.
Okay.
All right, so the FDA effort to regulate these cigars stems from the Tobacco Control Act of 2009.
Right.
Under which Congress specifically awarded the agency broad authority over cigarettes and smokeless tobacco. It also allowed the agency to deem or identify other products that were to be subject to the law. So in 2014, the FDA began a process to regulate cigars.
Okay, 14, got it.
The agency did ask the public comment over whether premium cigars could be regulated less rigorously. Cigar Rights of America, an advocacy group and plaintiff in the case, urged the FDA to tread lightly, saying that the smoking of premium cigars was an occasional pastime and that many users do not inhale at all.
Yeah, so all this information, bottom line, FDA lied about having the information, which again, like you wanna, like not to get political, and we're certainly not going to do that, but you wonder why people don't have faith in government agencies anymore. It's shit like this that is a prime example of why people are losing faith in these agencies, because they flat out lie to people all the time when they know better and they actually have the information. So what that means now for the cigar industry is that this is now an unregulated product by the FDA.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. It's all right. So huge win for the cigar industry. I think there's still one more battle that we're going through right now when it comes to like cigars and new lines of cigars that are being rolled out or grandfathered in that we could talk a little bit more about later. But you know, I've seen a lot of positive feedback around this, as there should be, you know, because it's just not the same. You know?
So crazy quote from the New York Times. So everything being passed, of course, you still have people being pissed off. America's Heart and Lung Association,
right? All
different type of associations. They're saying that even Lamborghinis have to have seatbelts.
Sure.
The same thing should go for premium cigars.
Right. Well, and to your point, what they were alluding to is the FDA was trying to force cigar manufacturers to put those same warning labels on their products as they do for vapes and for cigarettes and stuff like that, saying that they cause cancer. Again, going back to that mortality rate, when there's absolutely no evidence. And I know several of our cigar brothers and sisters out there, especially the content creators, have talked about this in the past. I know Burn Down's talked about this for sure. There is absolutely nothing that links cigar smokers to an increased mortality rate. It just doesn't exist.
And like we always say, you know what I'm saying? Pick your pleasure. I mean, because they're not putting FDA is not banning double cheeseburgers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they're not banning how many you can buy at one time.
Right.
You know, they're not banning with the family combo package. You can buy 6 double bacon cheeseburgers, 6 orders of fries, and 7 Diet Cokes, and it's not regulated. But yet, the more obese rate in the U.S.
Did you say more beast?
More obese. that was the mortality obese rate.
I like that.
More obese. You know what I'm sharp. All right? They're not banning that shit. You know what I'm saying? So make it make sense.
Yeah, absolutely. So great win for everybody. Grab a cigar, light it up, celebrate the win. You know, we don't get a lot of these in our industry, so this is definitely something worth taking a little bit of time out of your day to be thankful for sure, especially if you are a lover of premium cigars.
And especially for our Canadian followers that you know have to purchase their cigars online, and you know they look forward to the new Nicaraguan blends. They look forward to you know the Honduran blends and the San Andreas blends. But if if everything was federally regulated, that cuts them out so heartily. Yeah. You know, so yeah, enjoy your smoke, y'all.
Yes.
So I was at the cigar spot, Cigar Lounge out in Lake Forest.
Yes.
Right, and I had an epiphany because every time I go into a brick, we have always talked about people have their pleasures, their go-to sticks. But I'm trying to make it a point. I order my go-to sticks.
Yeah.
By the boxes, by the case, by the bundles or whatever. But every time I go to a brick and mortar, I try to get sticks I haven't had before. You know, we've had the Rocky Patel Winter Collections.
Yep.
The rare collections.
The Espinosas.
The Espinosa Cremas. You know, this is the Agnorsa Leaf, you know, signature selection. I haven't had many Agnorsa Leaves.
I don't think I have either.
And that brings me to the Cigar Lounge topic 2 of the day.
Okay. What you got for us?
When you go into a brick and mortar, how do you pick your next cigar that you haven't tried yet? And so I was looking throughout the humidor, and Cigar Spot has a huge selection of sticks. If you find yourself in Lake Forest, stop by and tell them Brother Stokey sent you. Their lounge, huge, gorgeous. But I started looking at all the empty boxes, or the half-empty boxes. And I thought, usually when I go to like a grocery store, or I go to Total Wine, when I'm looking for like a new bourbon or a whiskey, I usually look for sections that are mostly empty. Because I have the assumption that if it's mostly empty, people tend to buy it.
It's a good way to thinking
that's
about
good.
it. Yeah.
So, do you, as a cigar smoker, do you look at that the same way? Look at the half-empty box of Aganorsa leaves and the one that's mostly bought. That must be the good one.
I'll be honest, when I've gone to lounges, I don't know that I've ever walked into a humidor and looked at a cigar selection through that lens. I'll pay more attention to that the next time I'm in there. I think that's a great call out. I think oftentimes what I find is, just now that I'm thinking about it, my typical go-to cigars are usually the ones that the boxes are typically a little less empty, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but what I'm looking for when I go into a lounge is usually one of two things. It just kind of depends on my mood, right? Mm-hmm. If I want something that I know, that I'm familiar with, that maybe I'm at a lounge that serves, drinks as well, and I want something that I think will pair well with an old fashioned or something like that, I might stick with what I know, just because then I can anticipate what that pairing would be like. But I do like going into lounges and looking for obscure cigars too that I've never heard of. I like trying things that I've never heard of. Like when we went out to Arizona a few years ago, that's where I picked up the Superfly cigar for the first time.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen a Superfly cigar in any of the lounges out here in Southern California, at least not up to that point. But I found one in this tiny little town out in Arizona, just north of the border out there, like real close, and saw the Superfly cigar out there. I was like, I'm gonna give it a shot.
Right.
I'm gonna give it a shot.
Nice label.
Nice label.
Very eye appealing, eye catcher.
Yeah, for sure. Well, sometimes I'll be the first to admit, sometimes a label gets me, and I'm like, okay, that's a pretty dope fucking label.
And that maybe the
check
same
it out.
Titan fam does too. Look
Yeah.
at a nice fancy band on
I
there.
know they say never judge a book by its cover, right? And the label is kind of the cover of that book.
Yeah.
But sometimes a label just looks too dope to pass up, and you got to try it out.
If they took the time to make sure that band was legit,
Right.
they probably took some time for that.
That's how I
for
think
that
about it.
blend to
Yeah.
come together.
You put some pride into your work and your
feel you.
art, What about you, Brother Stogie?
I think it's like a combination of all too. Friday specifically, I saw that. So I went, like I said, I've never really tried Aganorsa leaf, because I want to give them a try. So I have 6 different boxes. I saw the different blends of Aganorsa leaf. I saw one box that had fewer.
Okay.
So I was like, that must be this lounge's go-to.
Okay.
The cigar smokers in this community out here in Lake Forest and Orange County, they go to this one. So I'm gonna try this one, but I'm also gonna pick up another one that's in a full box just so I can try it out.
Yep.
Because I've never had it before, and that's how I picked my cigar for this past weekend smoke.
Sometimes it's just throwing a stone at something and seeing what it hits.
Yeah.
And that's what I picked. Like when I went out to Texas and we went to the Cigars International Lounge out in Texas. I'm telling you, at some point, you and I have got to take a trip out to Texas and visit this lounge. That humidor is huge. It's like like a grocery store, but just cigars, because you're going up and down every aisle. You could literally grab a shopping cart and go down every aisle inside their humidor. It was that big, and there was so many different selections of cigars there. It was like, I don't know. It was overwhelming. I don't know what to pick. So at that point, I was like, I'm just going to try and find something I've never tried before and see if it works.
Go ahead and comment. Let us know how you pick your sticks when you go into your local humidor. And my boy K Nasar goes into his local brick and mortar shops often.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So leave a comment, K Nasar. Let everybody know how you pick your go-to sticks when you go out into the Cigar Lounge. Our boy, let's see, Cowboyism.
Yep.
You go and you sometimes do your reviews out of your local brick and mortar. Let everybody know how you pick your sticks when you go into your local shop.
Yeah. Sometimes you may even ask the shop owner for recommendations. One way to do it. What do you like? They've smoked most of the time. They smoke just about everything in that humidor.
Segue.
I like that. Go for it.
What turns you off about I'll say tobacconist and or cigar shop employee when you say, hey, I smoke often, but I want something new. What do you recommend? What turns you off about a recommendation or about how that person presents to you the cigar they're going to pick for you?
I think one thing that turns me off about that, and I'll be honest, not a lot I've never run into like some really bad shop owners or tobacconists or anything like that. But I will say, like, one thing, if you're the owner of a lounge or you have your own house blend that you're trying to push, then be upfront about that. When you're trying to get somebody to try a new cigar. I'm all for trying house blends, and I've had some terrific house blends at some really great lounges. But if that's going to be your primary recommendation, just be upfront that you're going to be pushing a house blend and why. You're like, hey, you know what? This is one of our house blends. Really like it. You should totally give it a try. But if you're like that tobacconist, it's like, here, try this, and then you find out later it's a house blend, and not that it's good or bad, but like it just feels a little weird if you're not being upfront about stuff like that. Like, you should be upfront if you're trying to push your own blend. What about you?
Understood. I think it's more so when their knowledge comes as not up to par.
Okay. Have you run into that before?
I have. Okay. Or I'm like, so what do you like? I mean, I like, your nutty blends, nothing too heavy on the pepper. I like chocolate notes. I'm very, very detailed when they ask me that.
Okay.
I like chocolate notes, slight leather. I love the earth, and like nutty, creamy notes. And then a turnoff is when they direct me to a cigar that I know is full body, full of pepper, and just straight leather dirt.
Leather dirt.
Leather dirt.
Leather dirt.
Nothing to what I just mentioned, which let me know that you had no idea what cigar had those notes. So I just like to, like you said, be upfront.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm not too sure which ones have those, but I have a recommendation. Try this one out.
Right.
Notes thick. You know what I'm saying? But I just think that, when you say you smoke a lot of cigars, it means I kind of know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, they probably smoked quite a few sticks.
Yes.
But I want you to show me something different.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Don't be the one that says that makes it seem like you know it all when you don't.
And a point to make with that, especially if you're going to a lounge that may have like cocktail waitresses or something like that, be careful of the people you're asking that advice of, because a lot of times I've seen guys ask a cocktail waitress who is only there when she works and has no interest in actually smoking cigars. And I've seen that, and that's not a knock on any of the waitresses or anybody that works in any of these lounges. A lot of them are just there to serve drinks and do that. Yeah, and they just don't have an interest in cigars, and that's fine. But then they should be upfront about that too. Like, so if somebody asks them for a recommendation, don't try to come across as the expert. Just say, you know what, I'm not really familiar with cigars because I don't actually smoke cigars or smoke a lot of cigars, but let me get you somebody that can give you a proper recommendation.
That part.
Yep, that's it.
That part. Just, same thing with your Best Buys.
Yep.
With your, places like that, your Harbor Freights.
Yep.
They recommend me, your best, cement mixer.
Yeah.
And you point out something that's not even a cement mixer.
That's not my strength.
You know what I'm saying?
I need a cement mixer. It's right there. Sir, that's an impact drill.
That's a rock tumbler, but
Brother Stogie.
Yeah.
That is all the time we have for today.
That felt good for a nice little lounge talk.
It did. But before we go, let's pull up the names of the winners for the most recent contest.
Most recent?
Well, the two most recent contests.
So the first one first?
So let's do the first one first.
Okay.
I'll let you announce the first one first.
Okay, so the first contest was, you had to hashtag something in the comments. All right,
Yes.
we picked this winner a while ago.
It was hashtag 10,000.
Hashtag 10,000 for our 10,000 subscribers. And what we're going to do, we're going to give away 10 sticks. 5 cigars from my humidor, 5 sticks from my guy's humidor, plus a nice fancy ass accessory from CigarAccessories.com.
Yes.
All right. Don't forget, for those who might not have won this contest, you can go and find Zyface Cigar Accessories on Amazon.com.
Yes.
All right. They have your Tispa,
Yep.
your Tispa products, and your Zyface products all on Amazon. Very good prices.
Yes.
Check them out.
Brother Stogie, how long do they have to claim their prize?
You got to our next video.
Fair enough.
If we shoot another video and it airs, and you have not claimed, or hit us up in the email that's below in the description down here.
Boundandsmoke@gmail.com.
not down here. Down here.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, point. Down here, we will pick another winner.
Yes.
And so this is Joe.
Pretty simple, right?
That's it. His name was Joe. And his comment was, he said, let us know after hashtagging 10,000 what cigar video brought you to the Cigar Titans YouTube
Correct.
channel. And he said, I have to go with Cigar Lounge do's and don'ts lounge talk. He said,
Ironic, a lounge talk one.
Right? He said, I'm fairly new to lounges, and it's nice seeing you two super smart cigar veterans have the same likes and dislikes as me. Hashtag 10,000. So good job, Joe. We will be packaging up some cigars for you and packaging up and shipping those out. Make sure you hit us in the email below. Leave all your information down there, and we will get to you and let you know when your shit ships out and when you should get it.
Yep, congratulations,
You
Joe.
hit us up.
All right. So the next contest was for our video from C-Tree,
Yeah.
and that was for the travel humidor that we did in our last video. So we asked everybody to hashtag down below, I want one.
I want one.
And we would send you out that very same travel humidor that we did the review on. The catch to that was, Brother Stogie, what was it? Do you remember? I got you. To do a quick little video for us, send it back and let us know what you genuinely think about that humidor. So it's not just coming from the Cigar Titans.
And that video, my peoples, ladies and gents, whoever it might be, will be aired on the Cigar Titans episode following when you send that video in.
Yes. So the winner of that the
C-Tree humidor is
appreciate that. Introvert Genetics.
Introvert Genetics.
And kept it short and sweet with the hashtag I want one. That was it. And that's all you had to do.
Yeah, we give away shit sometimes on this channel.
Yep.
You know, we appreciate our Titan fam members. You know, we're now 10,400 strong, or at least, getting there. And, the more y'all participate, the more y'all comment, because y'all comment a lot on all our videos.
I like to call that organic growth because
It is organic.
it is 100% what you guys have brought to the community, sharing, liking our videos, getting the name out there and everything else. No tricks, no fireworks, bells and whistles, nothing like that. We've done it's all because of you that we've been able to grow this community.
We've been fortunate and blessed that we haven't had to go, please, subscribe to our channel. Please, if you like it, just subscribe. No, y'all been subscribing without us having to ask. So I know we mentioned every video that, actually I'll do this first. Did they enjoy the video?
I hope so.
I hope so too. So if you enjoy the video and you want more, you know what I'm saying? You have to subscribe.
You do. That's the extent of our asking.
in order to get your name called on shit, if you enter in hashtag when we do giveaways, you have to subscribe. I mean, we're not begging you to subscribe. I mean, subscribe if you want to. Subscribe if you like the content. If you subscribe, that means you like what we're talking about. I mean, you like the shit, the feng shui that we got going on here.
That's right.
And after you subscribe, you have to hit the bell to get a notification every time the Cigar Titan posts a new video for y'all. Yeah. Until next time. Live how you smoke. Smoke how you live. And that's smooth, baby.
We'll see everybody soon.
We FDA free, y'all! Yeah!